everyone, this is about being lonely and aloneness, a topic which I had asked and I received this as a topic to be discussed, and I had mentioned on Instagram story. So here it is, like, when you see that, okay, aloneness and loneliness, that is concerning you. So you have to do something about it. But to know whether one is positive and the other is not, we need to identify which one it is, because we may get confused. And aloneness starts with letter A, whereas loneliness as in lonely, L. And therefore we understand the part when we are lonely, we are alone, we are with our own self. That is a me time. So that is positive. We can also be lonely and enjoy the process, but if we are doing that for a long time and we are detaching our own communication and conversation with others, then it is not right. That should be a signal to you, because we are social beings. We need to interact with everyone. For some time, we may be alone, we may be lonely, and that is okay. We have our own priorities. In those moments, we don't want to even have a word with our near and dear ones. We don't want to converse, have a conversation, share anything, what we've gone through. Anything is possible in those moments. So it's like we don't want to interact with anyone. So we maybe consider, oh, that person is very lonely. Hi, Neza. So that person is lonely and prefers to stay alone. When we refer to any second person, so we may say that to for that particular person. And that is Walaikum Assalam. So here I'm talking about loneliness and aloneness briefly, not going into a lot of details, simply to understand that one can be referred, swapped with each other. The only thing we need to consider when that is not healthy, when that is not negative, when that is negative and not positive. It's only when we spend our time with our own self, not communicating with others for a long time, and we start slipping into overthinking loop, or having a low self-esteem part, feeling sad. So those are the words, like, when it comes up to me, oh, there is no one to communicate, no one to share what happened in the past, all that is consumed into that me time. Because even in a crowd, we may feel lonely. It is a possibility. And it happens. Even with me sometimes, like there's a big gathering or something, I can feel that, okay, I don't want to be at that place. Then it's like, snap. The question comes, why? The first thing should be back with when was the last time I ate? What happened? Is it the crowd that I'm forced into? Or it's like, in social anxiety part, which I had already spoken in my previous talks, wherein you need to identify which part in the gathering you are not comfortable with, and you want to, spend your time alone, or you want to spend your time in a lonely way. Because maybe after a hectic week, you want to just be with yourself. So you are alone, enjoying that time, being lonely with a book and a coffee, and that is fine. But if it's happening for a long time with the negative spiraling thoughts, then you should be considerate about it. Anything you want to ask, Koneza? Because probably this everyone will hear later, and those who have asked the question, the difference between the aloneness and loneliness, see, both are very subjective. Some people may like to be lonely for some time. They have their own engagements. Hi. And they know how to spend their time. So they are aware. Let's say they are careful, careless. That way it's like you are conscious and you are not there in the moment also. So you know about it. Hi. So it's a brief, let's say, teaser or a trailer or a view that I have, that being lonely or being alone is not bad if it is for a short momentum of time, if it's for a short duration of time wherein you feel good about it. And those who read, they know how valuable that loneliness is and that alone time is. Yeah, carefully careless, like what you are careless about, and therefore you are carefully careless about. Like sometimes, when you decorate in a house, then you will see some things just casually placed, and it's like not in sync with the, let's say, structure of the room. It is possible. So that is like a carefully you have placed that, looking as if it's not there just like that. There is a reason for it. So you're aware about that carelessness part, and you've placed it with your own intention. So going to careless and being there, aloneness part. Sometimes our close ones come up feeling lonely. How can we as friend help them? What should we tell them? See, again, if they come up and say that they are feeling lonely, got that? Just another scribe. I'm carefully careless every time. That's cool. If you know about it, that's fine. Coming up with the question that if someone comes and tells you that, okay, they are feeling lonely, then it is they also know then why they are feeling lonely. What is it that they attach that word with, You can feel lonely like you're missing some person, you're missing an experience part, like when we enjoy something and the next time it happens and it's not at the same momentum, then we may feel lonely about that feeling, that enthusiasm part. So that person who comes to you and says that they are feeling lonely, they actually know what they are missing out. So focus on that part rather than they feeling lonely, because that is a let's say result of something which they already know that they are missing. So working on that aspect will tell you whether they are feeling lonely or they are missing something, or they need to do something constructively so that they are not in that state. So that can be worked backwards rather than just focusing, oh, you should do this, you should do that. Those are all the tips wherein one doesn't know. So if they know about it, then it's like easier to backtrace and rectify the main cause why they are in that state. That is why I had said earlier that you should feel relaxed, you should feel happy, you should feel okay with your own company. That is the time when even if you're feeling lonely, you're not missing out on anything. You should not be dependent on a lot of things in life. You should be yourself. So be yourself. I hope that answers your question, and I will end over here. See you with the next topic that was given. Yeah, bye.